What's good, guys? It's Casey the Dream here, and we're here with chapter 19, the last day. One last day. That last day. Hamilton just flashed into my mind. We'll tell the story of tonight. Let's have another round tonight. Before they went into war, and when John Lawrence died. My God, I'm crying. I'm just kidding. But anywho, that was a very impacting play on my musical, on my life. But, okay, so we're on chapter 19. Of course, there's this little warning. This part, that includes cutting, so read at your own risk. So if you're screaming at the sound of a sexy voice telling you about blood, or cutting, and so general depression, you know that's what I am. I'm just but yeah. I'll give you some drills. No, Karen, stop. Filthy Frank meme pop up. This is like, stop. You need to stop. Where are your parents? Okay, but anyway, Jack's point of view. It felt nice to be in his arm again. We both were fine with staying like that for a couple minutes. What happened? How did you get back here? He asked, pulling away. All sources held me up. Or Sism held me up. Helped me out. I lied. I didn't enjoy lying to him, but I knew what I had to be done. Doesn't matter. It's all in the past now. How about we go out today, do something special? He offered. I nodded eagerly and smiled. We said our goodbyes to Angeline, and we were in the streets with no clue where we were going, but knew that we would have a good time no matter where it ended up since we were together. We somehow ended up at a cinema. We shrugged and decided to watch some movie and bought overly expensive popcorn. That was more inexpensive than the ticket. Than itself. After that, this is like start getting triggered. What the fuck is wrong with you people? What the hell? After that, we were at the park at the bench that was under where we fell under. Get it under because they floated up. If you remember that. Under where we had our first kiss, I smiled at the memory and I leaned into Mark's side, watching the sun begin to set, trying to avoid the tears that were forming in my eyes. How did it feel? I rambled, blurring out, looking at the fountain, avoiding eye contact. Avoiding his eyes. How did what feel? Mark asked. When you were being turned into a vampire, how did it feel? I asked. Once more, still not looking at him, not looking at his direction, for if I did, I knew I would simultaneously burst to tears and crumpled into him. I wanted to be enjoying my last 2 hours, but having that look, though, the thought of death over you doesn't help. Not forgetting the attention that this goddamn beast was extremely agitated by the unique full moon that would be coming out tonight. I sighed and thanked the Lord I wouldn't have to live through my bones popping out of their sockets and stressing and stretching my skin to get into the skeleton of the wolf. Well, it wasn't extremely physical painful. It was a difficult time for me mentally and emotionally, though. Losing the living part of you is something that takes a while to get accustomed to, he replied. I could feel his gaze burning at the side of my head as I looked to the fountain. Why do you ask? He questions. Nothing, my strange behavior. Looked to see the top of the sun on its horizon. I could feel the beast crawling out. Sorry. I could feel the beast clawing at my skin. Can we go home? I'll answer you there, I said. He seemed confused, but I was glad he didn't question me on it. I could feel the beast wailing in my mind, causing a sharp pain in the random parts of my body at random times, and it was getting harder to cover up. Mark and I sat on the couch, hand in hand, as he looked at me concerned. Are you sure you're alright? You've been through a lot the past day. You know, you can tell me anything, he said. But I can't, I know, I replied simply. I took a deep breath. I want you to kill me for what I'm going to become. I want you to turn me, I blurted out, obviously getting his opinion. Sheen, you need to understand, this is not as nice as it seems. It's a curse, and I don't want you to inflict it upon you, he said, rubbing my back with his hands. When it's done, stop caring so much, and what the fruit? Okay, I get it, my phone's at 5%, let me read, god damn it. Stop caring so much about me, I'm becoming a monster, come on. It won't be a curse if I get to be with you. To be with you forever, I replied with a smile. The beast was getting stronger. I had to grip his shoulder. How about we spend a little bit more time to, a couple years. He's trying. A couple years, The beasts are getting. How about we spend a little more time like the things are now? We talk about it in a couple of years, he offered. We don't have the time, Mark. I'm sure about this, please. My voice held depression, desperation, and Mark looked at me confused. What happened there, babe? Why are you asking me for this? He asked. Please, I can't stand the thought of you hating me. Nothing happened. I just wanted to be with you forever, I said. At the moment of the wave of pain, the worst one of the easing, causing me to grip his shoulder tighter as I cursed under my breath. Sheen, talk to me, he said, grabbing my shoulders, looking at me with alarmed eyes. If you don't turn me, I'll become what you killed. The one you love most, Yami will. So please, I lied. I needed to get him to do this. He was frozen by Rose's response, so I had to be quick digging. I looked to see the throwing knife on the desk and quickly cut my arms. Mark's eyes turned a crimson red as he looked at the liquid. He forced himself to look away, but I took a step forward. I dragged it along my neck, gaining an instant reaction from Mark grabbing my hand and stopping it before it got too deep. "You're going to kill yourself if you do that," he said. I already feel insanely weak from the blood loss, and I was so close to giving into the beast. He noticed this as my body began to kneel forward. "For Christ's sake," he muttered, punching his own wrist and shooting into his mouth. "Well, we got a tickle of his blood, and I decided it was enough." And he pulled in for our last kiss. I made sure to savor it, remember it before I leaned to his mouth. My neck came. "Come on, Mark." And entire eternity together, I lied, smiling. I wasn't panicking for death. I was embracing it, which was weird, I guess. I truly had a death wish after all. I chuckled, remembered the first sentence had ever spoke to me in the alleyway. "Calm down, calm down, would you?" "What, someone as small and puny like yourself doing it out at this hour? It's like you have a death wish," he said. I felt his fangs pierce my neck as the all too familiar rush of being bitten through my body. I smiled. It was all I could do as I made sure he kept his mouth there. I didn't pull back anyway. This was, I could go peacefully in his arms. "I love you, I'm sorry," I whispered. He tried backing away at that point, but I didn't let him. I had enough strength. Soon enough, darkness began creeping in to nothingness. "Oh, Jack. Well, that happened. What will happen? 2 dramatic uploads in one day. How could I possibly do this?" Okay, yep, I'm reading the little part. Anyway, this is chapter 19. I'm pretty sure I messed up a lot of shit. I'm surprised I'm getting shorter and shorter at this. I don't know if I'm just not reading things right, or I'm just reading faster. This is literally one of almost the shortest readings I ever done. Well, let's not make this longer with the outro. So, this is K-City Dream signing out. If you're new, subscribe, like the video, you want to leave a comment, suggestions, anything is really appreciated. And I know I got a comment say, "Hey, that looks like sperm on my video." Oh yeah, on the Bill Cipher and Bill Cipher and Dipper Pines fan fiction. I will finish it as soon as I finish this one. I really think doing 2 readings would get me mixed up at once, so I'll be sure to make sure I get this one done as soon as possible, because after this one we have 2 more chapters, so let's see. My phone's legit, 4% I'm doing this because I'm awesome as fuck. So we're gonna get this done, So it is Casey the Dream signing off. In a couple of minutes you'll see another upload of the next chapter. So it's Casey the Dream signing off. Love you lots. Bye bye.